everybody, and welcome to another episode of Turn It Up. So this is part deuce of the number one hit show, Rockin' Like Dokken Christmas. Come on now, come on everybody. So we're going to move on in today's episode. I'm going to talk about a few things first that are that's happening around us in my world of music and everybody's world of music. But I never did cover this because I was out and I didn't do any episodes. So first of all, a couple months ago, we lost Paul Di'Anno, who's the original singer of Iron Maiden and was such a great influential person to the world of metal music, and it's just sad to hear he passed away finally. He had a lot of health problems and finally caught up to him and he passed away. But we salute you, Mr. Paul Di'Anno. Thank you for all the things that you've done for the world of music. So this is just recent too, and this is once again another Iron Maiden. Nico McBrien has decided to retire. He had a stroke almost a year ago, and he had to relearn how to play drums, and he got back into condition to play drums. But he's just, the amount of touring that Iron Maiden does is just too much for him, and he decided he's not quit the band. He is still works for Iron Maiden Inc. and still continue to be a valuable member, but he will no longer be the touring drummer for Iron Maiden. And many great years of service there, and appreciate everything Nico done, and salute you on your retirement, Mr. Nico. I'm sure there's a lot of other things to cover, and 'tis the holidays, 'tis the season. Everybody is just loving the Christmas time. Well, I'm enjoying it. Anyways, once again, we're going to move on to the second part of this, part 2 of this series. Sorry, my nose is running. I guess I should be more professional than, you know what? I'll do what I want to do. I'll do what I want to do. Because you ain't my mama. Well, anyways, moving on to album number 2 from Dokken in our Rocking Like Dokken Christmas special. And to me, this may be their best album. Why it's not my favorite album from them, it may be their best. I mean, just fearless album, just a fearless album. And when it came out, it was just great. And the name of the album is Tooth and Nail. Everybody is going to be the second album on the Rockin' Like Dokken Christmas special. Tooth and Nail, everybody. And we're going to start this off with Without Warning. Yeah. Comes in with a nice little acoustic intro, but All right, all right. So I played Without Warning, which is just an intro to the album. Um, it's listed as a song, but as you could tell, it's just an intro, but it's such an important intro, and I'm going to tell you why. Um, Without Warning is starts to show you what Dokken is about. You got these beautiful little acoustic thing playing with this sinister organ playing behind it. And then George just gets nasty all over it, showing you, I asked for a guitar hero and I am here. I have showed up, I have my resume filled out, and I'm going to give it to you. And steps all over that with some just shows you his playing, and his style is so much different than what everybody else's was. And then we go into just still one of my favorite rock songs of all time, Tooth and Nail. I mean, just blistering right out of the gates. Wild McBrown back there just playing the fire out of it. Just Don's voice sounds wonderful on this album. George is playing, forget about it. I'm going to talk about this on every song I review, probably from now until eternity. If it's a Dokken song and George Lynch is on it, and look, Dokken went on and made albums without George Lynch. They got back, and them guitar players are phenomenal. John Norum from Europe played on an album, phenomenal guitar player. Reb Beach, phenomenal player. All the guitar players that play in Dokken are phenomenal, or you can't get in Dokken. But George was something special. Just something special. His seasoning and his flavor had more. And this is just a prime example of it. Tooth and Nail just ripping out. Tooth and nail. Tooth and nail. Straight to the top. Tooth and nail. Yes, Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail. Just wonderful. I could do a whole show on just that song, break it down. And maybe that's what I'll do in the future. I might play the drum part to it, play a little of the guitar to it, play some bass to it. I'm not singing it because I can't get that high. But if one of my singer friends want to step up and show you, I'll sing it, well, then you sing it. But just one of my favorite of all time, and probably my favorite Dokken song. What people are saying? Your favorite Dokken song? Yes, my favorite Dokken song. Well, it's not my favorite album. This is probably my favorite Dokken song, Tooth and Nail. If you don't do anything else, type in Dokken Tooth and Nail if you want to just rock out, and you're going to rock out. Moving on. The next song is Just Got Lucky, and it's more of a poppier Dokken, but it's not that poppy. In the sky, don't wanna hear no lies, no apologies. Imagination gets the best of me. I'm looking everywhere, still I see. I'll never forget you. You put me in my place. Such a great song. Just got lucky. Like, to me, that's the perfect blend of catchy rock. You know, uh, still heavy, still great beat going on. Wild McBrown is such an underrated drummer too. Dokken's drummer, he later went on to be Ted Nugent's drummer, and he's just a phenomenal player. I mean, he's definitely the meat and potato drummer who's like, I'm just gonna sit back here and pound the beat away. But you know what? That's, in my opinion, that's what a drummer does. Why? There's other things you can do on the drums. You can roll like crazy. You can double bass like crazy. You can go to an extreme of extremes on drums, and people have done it, and I respect it. But man, when I'm back on a kit, what I want to do is blast a solid foundation first and foremost, and Wild Mick does that. I remember an interview with Don, and he was like, I was so happy when after the band split up and he reformed Dokken and went back out on the road. He was like, I was so happy to get Wild Mick Brown back into the fold because I could count on him. I knew where he was going to be. I needed that solidness, and Wild McBrown is that solidness. And Just Got Lucky is a prime example of what a band can do with momentum. They were carrying momentum, and just a great song. Just Got Lucky. If you get a chance to check it out, check it out. Next song on the album is Heartless Heart, and this is a twisted Dokken song. I don't think it gets enough respect in the catalog of Dokken, but because it wasn't released as a single or nothing. But Heartless Heart is just a really good song. Check it out.
Every night it's the same old thing, baby. I tried, yeah, I tried. Let's put an end to this misery, baby. I cried, yeah, I cried. So hot, stone cold, but why'd you let me go? You got a heartless heart, got a heart of stone. You got a heartless heart, and it's just gonna bring you down. You tell me things that I know ain't true, baby.
All right. So I talked about this a little bit on the other episode. If you watched the first episode, that a lot of that was with Juan Chrissy, and a lot of them songs had been written but without Jeff. And this album shows you Jeff Pilson's input to the band. Just a great songwriter. And George said he finally found his musical soulmate, that they just clicked, you know. Jeff would have an idea and George would be like, you know what, that's smart. I'm going to do that, you know. And just chemistry, the chemistry that they had works well, and the songs are written better. Like Heartless Heart's just a really good written song. The lyrics to it are good. All these lyrics are stand-up lyrics. The first one's got some questionable lyrics on it. You could tell that it wasn't, the formula hadn't come together yet on quite every song. Well, there's great tracks on that, but you could tell all of a sudden Jeff Pilson's writing stronger, his lyrical writing stronger. While Don writes too, I just felt like Jeff might have steered him in a better direction. Like, let's not try this line, let's try this line. And Don went with it, and rightly so, smart decision too. And Heartless Heart's just another great track from the Tooth and Nail album.
So hot, stone cold, why'd you let me go? You got a heartless heart, you got a heart of stone. You got a heartless heart, and it's just gonna bring you apart.
I had to play a little more. I'm probably going to get busted by the copyright police on this, but man, this album's too good to just say I'm not playing any more of it. We're going to move on to the next track, but first, Heartless Heart, Dokken, a great track. Check it out. The next song is Don't Close Your Eyes, and it's not the Don't Close Your Eyes by Keith Whitley. It's not. I know y'all think it is. But Don't Close Your Eyes is a great, another solid track for this album. So check it out.
Somebody's watching me isn't just a crazy dream. Is it my memory playing tricks on me? Out in the streets in the heat of the city, there goes the night. Skies are gray and black. You knew that you were right. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes or I'll be there.
Just a wicked, wicked, wicked song. Don't Close Your Eyes off the Tooth and Nail album. The beat, the guitar riff, the bass driving in that song, Don's voice on that song is sorry. It's what everything in my book should be. And like I said, well, this is not my favorite album, and why it's not my favorite album is I think the production. The songs are strong. The songs are super strong. I just think the bass was too low in the mix. The drums are too low in the mix. Even the guitar is a little too low in the mix. They talk about it. They say, hey, that wasn't how the album sounded when we recorded it. When we released it, we were like, this was the album. They sent it away. The record company had somebody else mix it. Something happened, I don't know. But it wasn't the product they put out. They changed it. Why the songs are still stellar and great, the sound of the album's not the same. And people got to understand this. And I'm going to touch on this briefly, and I'm not going to get on my pedestal and preach on this. But bands don't have as much to do with an album as you think they do. When you sign that contract for that record company, you're an employee. You become an employee for that record company. They'll do what they want with your music that you record. They produce it, they mix it, and there's a lot that goes on. I can play the drum part right here for you, and it'll be thunderous. It sounds great. And then all somebody's got to do is add a little chorus to it, phase it down, roll the level back on it, and all of a sudden that drum sound ain't thunderous anymore. The bass, Metallica's Injustice for All, they rolled the bass, just bare minimum of bass in that album. Somebody's later remixed it and rolled the bass up in it, and it just sounds so much better. A band has a sound that they create when they sit in a room together and they get it live. And capturing that live sound sometimes isn't a band that sounds great live doesn't mean they're a great studio band, because in the studio they have an idea of what they're taking away. So it has a big key to the way the band sounds. And if you hear these songs live, all of a sudden they have so much more girth and so much more life to them than the album shows. I'm not saying the album's bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it could have been mixed better. They could have had the volumes set a little different and rolled up the levels, and I think it would have been perfect. But anyways, Don't Close Your Eyes, just a phenomenal track. And next song on here is When Heaven Comes Down. And When Heaven Comes Down, all these songs that I'm naming off are like staples for my Dokken collection. This album totes a lot of weight in my Dokken collection because When Heaven Comes Down is just masterful song. And I'm going to play When Heaven Comes Down, and y'all check it out. Opening riff.
Total confusion, one final sin, someone's religion and greed. Accidents happen, someone's to blame. Who's got the answers we need? I don't know who to believe. But I know it's gonna set me free. 'Cause I'll be waiting when heaven comes down. Ashes to ashes, sorrow and shame. Look at the future again. Angels in heaven are walking the street.
Yes, sir, man. I could listen to that song all day. And songs are supposed to bring you to a memory or a place. It's supposed to do something for you and trigger something for you. And I can remember my memories of when this album first came out when I was young and what they did. But what's cool is I have new memories for these songs of me and Al blasting it on his phone, Ben, and playing. Two grown men playing air guitar, jamming out to some Dokken. Mr. Al, you know what it's about, and I appreciate that. That's like new Dokken memories is me and Mr. Al sitting there jamming out some Dokken on our phones. Just still so much joy that these songs bring to you. And like I said, Dokken's one of those bands that back in the day made you feel like it's your band. And when you find another person that goes, that's my band too, and they know the same thing you know about the songs, and they could tell you the deep cut. Well, Al tells the story all the time about his son coming out and going, Dad, George Lynch. You know, his kids have taken into Dokken and gives Dokken a life that never goes away, and they pass it on to their kids and their kids and their kids, you know, and it just keeps going. And when they say rock and roll is dead and metal's dead, no, it's not. No, it's not. Uh, it may be dead to you because you're not encultured in it. My kids are encultured in it. I go downstairs right now, and I guarantee you, my daughter's listening to Skid Row. It's in culture. It's a culture that you bring along to music appreciation. And if people can see your passion and be raised by around the passion of these songs, they feel the passion for these songs. They understand what you're listening to. You got to sit down and explain it to them. Sometimes it ain't just as simple as hit and play, and they might be like, then you start breaking it down and talking about it. Showing your passion is how to create somebody else to have a passion about something. And Al, you've done a fine job, sir, creating passion in them boys about this music. And they cherish Dokken, and they cherish Dokken because Al cherished Dokken. And me and Al, grown old men, ripping air guitar in front of whoever walks in. It doesn't matter. We don't care who's around us. We playing Dokken. We're in our own space. You know, we're jamming. And even though it's only 30 seconds of the day or 35 seconds, it's enough sometimes to make the day that much better. Even my boss is like a metalhead, and he understands it. I mean, he has that engraved into him. It doesn't go away. And that's what I'm trying to explain, I guess, is the importance of these songs, that they engrave something into you that becomes more than just an album, more than just a song. They become a part of life, And man, I've lived a really good life through my music, a really good life. So we're going to move on, and like I said, I'm trying not to get on my soapbox, but man, these songs mean a lot to me because this album really mean a lot to me. And now I'm going to get to the biggest hit off this album, and MTV wore it out. Great video, check it out. It's Into the Fire. Just a great song from Dokken. Great music video. Really pushed Dokken up a notch right here.
You weave your spell, your eyes they beckon me. Your lips they speak lies and misery. I know it's wrong, but I can't turn away. The flames draw near, they're telling me to stay. Into the fire, I've fallen. Into the fire, I've fallen. Into the fire, into the fire, into the fire, I've fallen.
Into the Fire. Like I said, great song. Have nothing against this song. Love the song. It didn't get wore out for me. MTV didn't wear it out. There very little radio play for Dokken around these parts on these first albums. Very little. Like MTV broke Dokken. Dokken got big off MTV. Not a lot of radio play, even on their big hit songs. Radio just seemed to not want anything to do with Dokken for some reason, but MTV couldn't get enough of them. Into the Fire was, I'd say, their biggest song off this album. Why? It should have been Alone Again, because Alone Again was just like a half ballad, half metal thing. It wasn't. Into the Fire was a bigger song for them. off of this, and I just think it was a misrepresentation of the record company. Didn't back the right song and didn't push them. Um, Dokken worked their tail off. They toured everywhere just to get recognition. Everything they did, they fought tooth and nail to get where they are. No pun intended. They did. They fought tooth and nail to get this music out and get it in front of people, and they worked and they worked and they worked. And every album, like I said, Dokken's the greatest thing to me about Dokken is every album they took it up a notch. But Into the Fire was a great song, big hit. The next song is Bullets to Spare. And Bullets to Spare is just a rocker. I mean, this song is what it's about for me.
The shooting's over, the smoke is clear. Another notch in my gun, another round of ammunition before the damage is done. She wanted this, I gave her that. She said she will. I took her aim, she felt no pain when I started moving in for the kill. 'Cause I got bullets to spare.
Bullets to Spare. I mean, check it out. Check that song out. It's a great song. Just and it's a shame that I can't play these whole songs because, like I said, George's solos, his guitar solos in these, his leads are like a song all on their own. So just when you think this song is just great, George adds a little section to it that's even greater and makes the song so much better. And here's the thing. I've heard tons of shredders and I've heard tons of guitar players, but they don't get how to make the song better. And to me, the guitar solo on a song is the icing on a cake. It's the icing on the cake. The drums, the bass, the guitar riff is the song, is the foundation of the cake. It's the filling of the cake. The vocals are the flavor of the cake. And the guitar solo is all that sweet icing on top. Now, how do you make that cake taste better? If you put too much icing on that cake don't taste good. I know some people are going to, what are you talking about? But if you put too much icing on a cake, for me, too much. I want to taste the cake and I want to taste the icing. And George did it better than anybody. To me, Eddie Van Halen, the master of it, And then it goes to George Lynch for me, who put the icing on the cake. And why I love Hendrix and stuff, but sometimes Hendrix was all icing. There wasn't a whole lot of cake going on. But when he did make a cake, he made it great. Don't get me wrong, but some of the songs were just too much icing. I'm a huge Dream Theater fan, but sometimes there's too much icing. And I love guitar playing. I'm studied guitar for a long time, and I love playing leads, but sometimes too much icing is too much icing. George had his own unique special icing that he put on every cake, and it was just simply, for me and my music taste, just simply wonderful. I'm going to move on from Bullets to Spare to Alone Again. And Alone Again, to me, is a cardinal sin in the Dokken thing, that it didn't get bigger than it did. I don't understand it. I just don't think it was pushed right. It wasn't marketed right. But Alone Again is a national treasure. Check out Alone Again. Just a moody beautiful intro. And then the way they come in and
I'd love to see you in the morning light. I like to feel you when it comes to night. Now I'm here and I'm all alone. Still I know how it feels. I'm alone again. Tried so hard to make you see, but I couldn't find the words.
I know this is longer than 30 seconds or whatever, but like I said, I don't care. If I have to remake this video, I'll remake this video, but this song is a national treasure. So, y'all sit right where you are and enjoy it.
Without you, I said stay, but you turned away. Tried to say that it was me. Now I'm here and I've lost my way. Now I know how it feels.
Just a gut-wrenching song. It's hit you right where it needs to hit you. It's a great song, and I'm going to give you a taste of what I was talking about. George's icing.
They fall like rain. I'm alone again without you. Alone again without you. Alone again without you. Alone again without you.
Guitar solo transitions into a heavier version of it.
Now the tears, they fall like rain. I'm alone again without you. Alone again without you. Alone
A national treasure right there for you. I'm buying, like, normally I don't like ballads that much. I think that it got a little cheesy there in the late 80s and early 90s where ballads became the thing, and that's not, I'm not a huge ballad guy. I don't like them, but that right there, sign me up and take every bit of my money because I'm buying it. That was a masterful song, full of emotion, full of flair through the whole song. George's icing on top of the cake of this song, Give it to me all day long. I'll take it. I just don't know how to say it anymore that I love that song, because I do. That song, uh, when we play live in my band, I'll be back there playing drums, and like in between songs, Mike, my guitar player, Mike Curtis, he'll throw out that opening riff to this song, and I'm like, let's do it. And we'll go playing the song, and my singer's looking at me like, really? Jim's always like, really, guys? Like, yeah, really, we're doing it. This song is full of passion for your instrument. The drums, that little ending, the little crescendo at the end with the little cymbal. Everything about that song is layered in perfect for my ears and what I want to hear out of a song. George's guitar is masterful, and look, I'm talking about it a lot, and you're like, oh, well, being it ain't that great of a song. And I'm like, well, I disagree with you. I think it's a really good song. And you're going, oh my God.
He's just gonna talk about Dokken.
And you're right, I am going to talk about Dokken.
Why always Dokken?
Because it's Turn It Up. It's Ben's show. And Dokken is one of Ben's favorite bands. So you're going to hear about Dokken. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to this show. I appreciate that you do. You don't have to like Dokken to watch or listen to what I'm saying. But you should be able to feel, and I hope I'm conveying this to you. I hope I'm conveying one thing to you, and that's my passion about these songs. They mean something to me. They mean something to a lot of people. And rightly so, they should mean a lot to everybody. So, moving on, and I'm going to go away from it, and I can't believe that I'm going away from it, but we're going on to the last song of the album, and it's Turn On the Action off the Tooth and Nail album. Caught you. I caught you. You were banging your head. Fair and square, you were jamming it out, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't be ashamed of it. Rock and roll is what it's about. That's what it's supposed to do for you. And I give you a glimpse, and a longer glimpse at this album than probably I should have. But man, I want you to hear this so that maybe that you'll type it into YouTube. You know what? Dokken, Tooth and Nail. Them songs were pretty cool being introduced me to if you've never heard them. Or if you've heard them and you've forgotten them and you were like, oh, wow. Or if you haven't forgotten them and you listen to them every day like I do, and somebody plays them, it's still just as exciting to me as the day I first heard them. True story. But anyways, that's the complete album. Great rock album. Dokken's Tooth and Nail. Check it out. Highly recommend it. Like I'm not going to steer you wrong. If you want an album to listen to, and like I said before, I think everybody should go through and listen to all these songs in order and albums in order and stuff, but like, man, that could turn you off, I guess, if some of these albums aren't up to par. Um, this album right here, check it out. That's all I'm gonna say. Just check it out. Uh, Look, guys, I know there's a lot going on. It's Christmas time. There's a lot of stress in people's lives. There is. I get it. There's stress in my life, but uh, these albums take away that for me. I listen to this and I'm rejuvenated. And when I get done with this, I'm probably going to put it on and I'm going to jam every one of these songs on this drum set right here till the night goes in, because that's usually what I do. Look, I'm not trying to steer anybody in or make anybody believe that this music is the greatest, because that's not what this is about. This whole show isn't about that. It ain't. Ben said this is the number one album and it has to be. That's not what I'm saying. If I'm doing anything on here, if I can entertain you with some things that I'm passionate about, then I'm a happy camper. And that's what I'm trying to do. Every time I do one of these, I'm just trying to show people my passion and try to give you 30, 40 minutes away from your stressful life and just like relax. Look, everybody, I love you. Be love and love on somebody. Merry Christmas to everybody. And if you don't do anything all week long but one thing, make sure you turn it up.